Hey everyone, welcome to Data Cleaning and Transformation, Part 4, Aggregate Repeating Areas. So in this video, we're going to aggregate all of the areas that repeat in each of the data frames by summing up all of the values for a particular day. So this is easier to see when we just look at some of our data. And again, we're working with a dictionary called Data that has all 4 of our data frames from the USA and the world for cases and deaths. And as you can see here, the state repeats multiple times. And the way Johns Hopkins inputs the data is by county. So every county has a row. So what we're going to do is we need to sum up, we need to group by the state and then just sum up all of the other columns. And you can see how many rows there are here. Over 3,000 rows, and that represents all of the counties in the US, and there's actually a few territories as well. So when we aggregate these, it'll end up being a few more than 50 rows. All right, the world, if we look at the world data frame, we will see that not all countries repeat, and in fact, only a few of the countries repeat. So I think they have data on close to 200 countries. So as you can see here, there's most of the countries. This is far less than the 3,300 that are in the USA data set. So most of the countries are just one line, but a few like India and Canada and Brazil have their state information in there. Okay, so let's take a look at the function that we're going to do. Again, it's going to take a data frame, and then all we're going to do is group by the first column. And then we're going to sum every single other column up. So our grouping column, is the first column, and then our aggregating columns are all of the other ones, and we're going to sum. Okay, so the way we're going to do this is, since we don't know the first column name, we will just get that, and you can call it grouping call, you can call it first call, but we're just going to get the first column like that, and then we're just going to group it. So we're going to call the group by method, and we're going to group it by the grouping call, and then we're just going to sum up all of the other columns, and that's all we're going to do. So it's just that simple. And again, this is just a single data frame, so I'm going to pass it, let's just do the USA because that one has more groups. So we'll say USA cases. And now I'll go ahead and look at the first 5. And you can see that now we're down to 1 state per row, and the state is now in the index, and that's okay. And as we go along, you'll see that there's more. You can see the aggregate total. All right, and just to see the shape of this thing, all right, so we have 57 states or territories, and there's actually going to be a row for the cruise ships as well, and then 379 days of data have been collected. All right, so that does it for this one. All we need to do is add it to our run function like we've done before. So I'm just going to go back up here. I'm going to keep copying these and just pasting them in here, and this will be step 3. So we'll say df equals, so after it's been passed through update areas, we're just going to take that same one, say group area df, and we'll call this, we'll just say step 3, and then that should be it. So it's just that simple. And let's go ahead and run this, run 4. All we have to do is call it like this. And let's go ahead and now let's go back to the US, look at USA deaths. So here it is. And we went ahead and printed all of them out. So they fit, all of them are out on the screen. We have it for all of the data of the pandemic. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do here, was just group, very simple function, by the first column and sum up all of the dates. All right, so that does it for aggregate repeating areas.